Okay, so we're on to the last section of the axial skeleton, and we're in the category of the thoracic cage. We talked about the thoracic vertebrae, which are one component of the thoracic cage. In this section, we'll look at the sternum, and we'll look at the ribs, and we'll talk about how those two are connected in a moment. Okay, so the sternum has three components. The superior section is the manubrium. The middle section is the body. And the inferior section is the xiphoid process. Okay, now the body of the sternum, if you learn CPR, this is where they tell you to put the heel of your hand for the compressions that you do in CPR. Okay, and they're trying to get you to avoid the xiphoid process because some textbooks actually show this as being made of cartilage, but it tends to calcify as we age. So if you were doing compressions over the xiphoid process, it would usually break off and you'd be stabbing the person with it. So that's not a good thing. So you definitely want to stay away from the xiphoid process. A couple of landmarks associated with the sternum. The first one is this indentation, the shallow indentation that we have here at the midline. This is the jugular notch. Okay, and then I'm going to turn the sternum sideways here so that you can see that the manubrium and body join to each other at a little bit of an angle, and that is the sternal angle. Now we also have a rib here, and we're going to look at the structures of the rib. Okay, so this end that has more bumps is the posterior end, and this end that is smooth all the way through and has a nice flat surface would be the anterior end. This is what would hook up with cartilage to attach to your sternum. Okay, so our landmarks are all in this posterior area. We have the head of the rib. This is the piece that would tuck up to the body of the vertebra. We have the neck of the rib. Anytime a bone has a head, it also has a neck. Okay, so this is the neck, kind of between the head and this next bump. And this next bump is the tubercle of the rib, and this is the part that fits into the transverse costal facet on the transverse process of the thoracic vertebra.